The Room. One of my favorite movies of all time. Seriously. No kidding. I love this movie to death. But there's one problem with this movie. Well, there's several problems with this movie, but there's one problem with this movie in particular. I'll show you the problem. It's on a DVD. And, well, yeah, Huh. Yeah. Don't have a digital copy of this movie. So what do I do? How do I play the best movie of all time? Well, that's debatable. Actually, extremely debatable. But nonetheless, how do I play my favorite movie? Well, I wonder what I could do about that. Here. You know what's coming. Another box from Amazon Prime. Yes. This has actually a couple objects inside of it. And let's unbox it right now so we can show what's inside. Let's see if I could get it. Am I doing this from right here? Yes, I am. Okay. Sorry about that. Now, let's open her up. Yeah. Of course it's gotta be fidgety, because I don't have it on a hard surface. Switch hands. Sorry about that. Anyhow, what's inside said box? I wonder. Well, her up, and we see some bubble. But we see, well, first there's this, which is a pair of Sadie's gaming headset. I'll get to that here in a minute. A keyboard overlay stickers. This is not for my keyboard. This is for somebody else. They have my older keyboard and its lettering's faded off. I'll show that off right here in a minute. But I have this. It's a LG Ultrasun portable DVD writer. So yeah. Myself a little bit of DVD writer here from LG. So lay that box over to the side and let's take a look at this. More tape, of course. And more struggling, because that's how you unbox things. You struggle. And you have arguments with the box, at least when you're me, because non-professional here, absolutely no professionalism here. Might have to fiddle with the tape a little bit more to get that open. There. Yeah, just have to cut the tape a little bit better. Didn't get it all the way. I think I got it now. Yes, I do. So let's take a look at this. As, yeah, we have that, which is for the connector, USB. We have fidgeting, of course. A quick setup guide and then a little mini disc. Don't need that. But I do need is that. And there we are. Nice unboxed, slim, portable DVD writer. So, yeah. Let's turn off autofocus, because I noticed it did turn on me because it wanted to. Stupid autofocus, but yeah. Looks like a nice little device. Got it in white to match my build. Yeah, it's compatible with Mac and Windows, but I'm on Linux. Ooh, I wonder what's going to happen. Is it going to explode? I highly doubt it. But yeah, you could hook this up to a TV if you had the ability to. You could hook this up to a TV. You know, get a little USB adapter. You know, thing. Probably hooks directly into the USB connector on the side of the TV, which is very handy because a lot of TVs nowadays have USB connectors. So, yeah. So, so I could watch videos. Finally, I could watch my favorite movie of all time. I'll hook that up here in a minute. I'm not going to play with it right now. But, next thing on the list is, my gaming headset. Yeah, I decided to get a gaming headset. Only because, well, even though I have, I have this, which is a Blue Yeti microphone. This does pretty good, but the problem is that it picks up too much noise from my computer case. And oftentimes I have to get it far away from me to not pick up the case noise. Now, I don't know if you could hear my computer or not, because that's the fan right there. But it has a nice gentle hum. Like, I got the silent build here, from the, I made a silent computer and, using a Phanteks P400S Eclipse series case. You would think that would be good enough for sound dampening, and you know what? It is. The problem is that the microphone is just a little bit too powerful. So I decided to even the odds a little bit. So I'm going to set that on top of my computer, and we're going to have another little unboxing. So I might as well try to get this thing unboxed while I'm at it. Has this little tab. It's a little bit hard to get into, to be honest with you. Struggle. Typical. Yeah. But see, that's why this is listed as, well, quote-unquote, entertainment. And, yeah, these are the Sadie's SA920s. I've heard good things about these. So, let's take them out of their packaging. Come on. Struggle. Okay, fine, I'll just pull it out. Leave the box down there, and let's take a look at this. Some bubble wrap. Struggle that out of there. And they look like they're a pretty nice pair. I heard pretty good things about them. Let's see what else we have in here, because there's a little bit of gubbins. Got a thing of silica gel. A instruction manual. And the headphones themselves. They actually feel pretty solid. They actually feel pretty solid. No metal, but the plastic feels really, really good. It feels solid. It feels like a tank. Anyhow, let's get this little baggie open while I'm at it. There's a little twisty tie on it, which is going to be very, very interesting to see on camera. I might be lying. Too much garbage. Too much garbage. But what can you do? Get a bigger desk, but that's not in the plan right now. That's several months away, maybe a year away from now. I'm gonna invest in a better desk because even though this desk is still pretty good, it's getting quite knackered. It's getting quite beat up. It's old. It's about a decade old now, and it still works, but it does have its problems. The paint's coming off, the decorations, the glue is coming off on the side there, and the keyboard tray is, well, beat up. So it's going to be time to replace it here soon, but not now. Anyhow, let's take a look at the cable. Has the volume control, has a nice little volume control. Has that which fell on the floor, and let's see what that was. Yes, oh yes, for a Xbox 360 controller, which I do have. Plug this into the headset jack, and use this for gaming on Xbox 360 for those 3 people who still use an Xbox 360. Although I do have the controller, I do like it, you know. Even though I got the Steam controller, I do use the 360 controller on occasion now. And hell yeah, there's the end. Now to plug it into your setup, what you can do is you have that splitter cable. Put this onto the audio jack, you know, plug it in there, plug this into your headphone jack and microphone jack on top of your computer or back of the computer. Yeah, that's how you do that. But anyhow, yeah, it's pretty cool stuff here. Now, give me a second here while I get my train of thought back on, because I did put that little keyboard layout sticker here soon, but yeah, I forget exactly what I did with it. Faulty memory, what can I do? Yeah, what did I just do with that? I'll remember, but here, let's take a look at the other thing. While we take a brief glimpse of my somewhat messy room. I'm not that tidy, unfortunately, but my room is too small for drawers and stuff like that. It's not very big. But anyhow, I want you to take a look at this. This is actually my old Microsoft keyboard. I used this for quite some time, but as you can see, the lettering's rubbing off. That's why I got that keyboard lettering sticker thing. So I can help fix this up, because I just handed this down along with the computer. That's my old computer right there. And yeah, I just handed it down. And they're going to be putting the letterings on this keyboard to make it, you know, look better, you know, because like I said, the letters are rubbing off. I got really sweaty fingers. I sweat quite much out of my fingers, you know. Just this is something I do. Also, you do notice they have my Cooler Master Octane mouse out here in my room. I have a I think it's from Inland, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Let me grab the box for that. No, it's iMicro. They got this mouse and keyboard set. They were using that for a little bit, but the keyboard really sucks. The mouse is actually pretty good, but yeah, we had a bit of a mouse catastrophe the other night. One of the mice died, so I decided to swap down, and so basically I gave, this is my father's computer now, so gave them my Cooler Master Octane mouse, and they're going to get the keyboard when I can actually afford to get a proper mechanical keyboard down the road. So yeah, that's the first thing that's got traded. I'm currently using their mouse because for them it didn't quite work out. For me, it does just fine. You know, it's not a great mouse in any bit of respect. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, but it was just something that I had laying around, so I'm just using it until tomorrow, and I'm actually going to just put in another unboxing here when that comes in, because I did get another mouse, so I could help fill in the gap, because I don't want to make that other mouse my daily driver. This is fine for them. Somebody else got another mouse, so right now we all have mice, but I'm getting a better one, so I can have, a better mouse to work with, So, everything's going to even out here, but that's not quite yet. That will be coming in tomorrow, with any luck. So, let's head back in my room. Sorry about all the movement and all the chaos, but I did actually leave my Amazon Basics headset out here. Now, the reason why I'm replacing these is that even though these are actually pretty good, these are not exactly good for a daily driver. They're too small. The cable is way too short. It's not a very long cable at all. And even though I would suggest, picking up these if you need a pair of headphones on the fly, I wouldn't necessarily say that these are a great headphones if you're going to be using from day to day. I'm going to do with these is that these are just my carry-out pair. That's actually why these are out here on the kitchen table. It's because, I was out here, I was listening to my tablet while I was eating dinner. So, that's what this is going to be for. It's going to be my going-out pair. So the other pair is going to be my in-home pair. This is my going-out pair. So if these get destroyed or anything like that, I'm not going to cry about it. I didn't pay a lot of money. I think I paid like $15 for those. So I'm just going to leave them out here in the kitchen because, like I said, I do come out here with my tablet every once in a while and listen to music while eating dinner and stuff like that. So I'm just going to leave those out there. I don't care. So let's head back in my room. And its messy gloriousness. Did knock a couple things on the floor by accident there, so sorry. Oh. And we're back at my computer desk. I'm slowly going to try to put more organization in my room. It's just, I just don't have the space for more drawers and more cabinets and stuff like that. I just don't have the room. Although I do have the room, irony. So, yeah. I'm actually going to use all these products, and I'm going to give my own thoughts about them here soon. And we'll get everything going. So, for you, it's only going to be a few minutes, but for me, it's going to be about a day. I want to get everything, get used to everything, make sure everything works, and hopefully I'll find that keyboard layout thing here in a minute. So, anyhow, I'll be seeing you literally tomorrow. Well, in a second from now, because, time on a tablet, and recording and all that nonsense, it's just something. So, I'll be back in a second, although I'll be really back in the day. Oh, by the way, let's just show it off. There's the iMicro device. Right there, that's the mouse I'm using right now. It's temporary. It does the job, it's just not all that great. Also, I did add a new desktop decoration. Got a triple. Just leave that up there. Right there with Darth Vader, my Dalek, and my Brock Lesnar. So, why not? Anyhow, see you in a second, or a day, whatever. Time has no meaning. So, give me a second. Okay, it's a day later, as I promised. I got another package here. So, what is inside this package? Well, let's see what replacement mouse I got myself. Replace my Cooler Master one. With a little bit of clever insertion, mainly just poking. we will see what mouse I chose for my setup. In a second. And I got a Razer ZenPattern. Yes, I decided to go with Razer. Yeah. Read all kinds of reviews about this. I've heard it's a pretty good mouse. Never used a Razer product before. I've tried a few. They seem like they know what they're doing for the most part. As my knife falls down to the ground. Hold on a second. Anyhow. Let's see what this mouse looks like outside of its box. See if I can do this one-handed. I just have to gently poke and prod the box. Oop. Slight damage in the box. Aimed a little bit too much to the right, but it's okay. This box is actually very thin. It's probably from recycled material. Nothing wrong with that. If it is recycled, bravo on you, Razer. I know it's rather cliche to go with a Razer mouse. You know, this is a very common gamer mouse. But I'm gonna have to have a little bit more effort with this part here. I'm gonna have to cut in a little bit deeper, so I'm gonna have to put the tablet down for a second. So give me a second. Sorry about that. Hold on a second. I almost got it. It's pretty thick tape, so, but I got it. Mission accomplished. Sorry about that. Had to really angle my knife in to get that open. Alas, it is done. Oh, sort of. There's a plastic thingy there. Let's pull it out of its rather green-looking packaging. I'll put the box to the side just in case I have to return this. Didn't damage the box that much. And there it is. See if I could get the little cable out. It's a little difficult. Just wrap around the plastic insert. Lay that over there. As stuff randomly falls on the ground, thank you. Oh, there's the mouse. Feels pretty good. Got to get used to the placement of the side buttons, but they're just about close. It feels okay. I mainly got this because it seemed like it would be the best fit for my hands. I did debate on getting one of the Corsair mice. I forget what the model I was going to look at. And I was possibly going to buy. As Corsair doesn't use names for their mice, they just use numbers. So it's very hard for me to remember numbers sometimes, but yeah, I chose this mouse because it seemed like it was right fit for my hand. You know, this is no fanboyism here. This is just me needing a mouse, period. On a note here, my Octane keyboard, had this for a little while, and I had the Octane mouse up until just before I recorded the other video. A very good mouse and combo set. Unfortunately, they don't sell it anymore. Seems like Cooler Master discontinued it. It is a membrane keyboard, but it did the job for me. both the mouse and the keyboard together. Now I just have the keyboard, but this will be eventually replaced. I'm going to go the mechanical route. I'm probably going to go with Razer there as well. I haven't quite decided if I want to go Razer or Corsair. I'm probably going to go for Razer, only because I use Linux. And recently, Razer's actually been very good at having their software available for Linux. And they have, stuff I could customize the lights within Linux. Corsair doesn't exactly have anything like that. You have to go for a third-party application to get that to work. So that is some incentive to go to Razer as opposed to Corsair or some other brand. I don't want another Logitech. I used to buy a lot of Logitechs in my day, and if you ask me, in recent years they've gotten worse. Now I've also bought Microsoft mice in the past. I've also got various other brands. This mouse here was just it was just laying around. Nobody was using this, and they said they couldn't get along with this mouse. So I said fine. I got around with it. I got along with it. It's not a great mouse. It's just a little laser mouse. Generic nonsense here. Nothing to write home about. Although I will give iMicro this. It is actually pretty good. I think they got this in a combo set that cost about $5, maybe $10. So this is either maybe worth about $3 or $5. It's one of those two. Because I think the mouse is far more worth it than the keyboard that came with it, because I did mention the other day, the keyboard that came with this really, really sucks. But this mouse is actually pretty good for being a cheapo wireless mouse, It's actually fairly decent, although it's a little bit too small for my hands. It's just a little bit too small. I mean, look how big my hands are. I mean, they're huge. And that's why I went with this. It just seemed like it was going to be the right fit, and I did virtually put a size comparison chart up, seeing what mouse was going to be the largest, and there were mice that were a little bit larger than this, but they might be a little bit too big, if you get what I'm saying. I don't want anything too big, but I don't want anything too small. This seems like it's going to work out just fine. Yeah, so I'm gonna go set this up, plug everything back in, wait for nighttime to come, because currently I have my lights in the case turned off. I'm going to eventually, install the software for Linux, see if I could get that to work or not. Haven't looked at this yet. This is the stuff that came with. I get a couple of Razer stickers, which is pretty cool. I'm actually going to probably put that on my case. That would be looking pretty awesome on the front of my case. Give it a unofficial Razer branded feel to it. Why the heck not? Hey, they gave it to me. I'm not afraid. And I'm not here to say I favor one brand or another. Just, this is just a nice gift, a nice little touch. I'm wondering what's in this outside of, instructions you really don't need. As plug the mouse in, use software, done. Actually, before I get into that, I will say, the LG optical drive I got here, the wireless one, not the wire, the USB LG there, that worked right out of the box. I thought that disc was actually a driver CD. No, it's just a bunch of random software from Power DVD. I don't need that. A bunch of trialwares and nonsense. I really don't need that in my life. I have various other softwares I could do to do things with. So let me open up this thing. I'm gonna have to put the tablet down. Sorry, again. As I don't think I was able to do that with the one-handed approach. Okay, let's see what the gubbins are. Obviously, instruction booklet, which is quite thick. I bet it's a multi-language type dealy. Awards for yeah, their signing card, or Razer does this. They gave you a couple of, like, little things where the president of the president of the company will give you, yeah, there he is, Min Ling Tan, the CEO, co-founder of Razer. He signed, and yeah, I heard that about Razer. It's actually pretty cool. It's like, hey, you bought a Razer product. Welcome to the club. I kind of like that. You know, it gives it a little bit more premium. You know, makes you feel welcome, which is appreciated. Anyhow, I'm gonna go plug this in, see what I can do. I'm gonna film another section of this video here soon, and give my thoughts on all of these products as a whole. So I'm gonna review the LG external DVD writer. I'm gonna give you a review of these Sadie's SA920s, and I'm gonna give you a review of this Razer. Now, I already have my opinions lined up for this. This is actually a very good headset, but I'm going to give these all a generalized score, you know, how I feel about them. So, both this, my my LG, and my headset are both going to get their own separate scores. But I want to use this for a little bit, get my thoughts together, and perhaps in about 2 hours, I'll give my full analysis. But for you, again, that would be like a couple seconds. So, anyhow, I'll be back in a few. Or whatever. Hold on. Okay, it's time for the review portion of the video, where I discuss and review all the products I just got. So the first thing I'm going to review is the LG Slim Portable DVD Writer and Reader. This thing's really good. It's fast, has a nice little connector in the back, you know, USB. I did get a different USB cable for the back, because the other one's just too short. That's the one of two cons with this drive. First is the length of the cable that they give you with, because if you take a look at this thing, it's not very long. And not a very long cable. Especially if you're going to be routing it from the back of your computer like I am. So, yeah, I'm just going to toss that over there because I really don't care about it. But, yeah, the only other con outside of that is the button. It works, but it's just a little bit too small for me. But I'll live with it. You know, for $24, I think, $25 I paid for it, I'm not going to complain too much. Yeah, there probably are better drives for your optical media out there. I could have gone Blu-ray, but I don't have enough Blu-rays to justify the cost. So I do have another Blu-ray player in the house, so don't worry about that. So if I had to give this a score, it'd be 8 out of 10, which is fair. Only because the size of the power button, the eject button, I mean, and the cable, that's the only two knocks I'm going to put on this. Next up on the review block is the Razer Death Adder Chroma, which is what this is. Very good mouse. Didn't use it for very long, but I used it long enough to get a feel for it, and it's very good. My only complaint is that you need software to change the colors of this. That's one practice I really don't like about a lot of like gaming companies, and Razer is not the only one guilty of this. You know, Corsair's guilty of this. Logitech's guilty of this. You know, all of them are guilty of this. So when I give you my final score, do not take that as a knock against a brand. Okay. However, because this does require special software for me to change the colors with, I'm going to give this a 8 out of 10. And again, it's all because I need special software to change the coloring on this. I really don't like having to go out of my way to change the colors on my things. That's why I like my case so much, because I could actually use a physical button to change my colors with on that. Whereas this, I need to go inside of a software that's going to take up more room on my computer and change the colors with that. So, I hope you're listening, Razer. Please start including, like, some other way to change the colors. Please, please, and you'll get a higher score. But, regardless, it's still a very good mouse. If you're a Razer fan, I think you kind of relate to that agony of having extra software on your computer that you really don't want. But, regardless, the real prize winner, the thing that's really, really impressive is these Sadie's SA920s. I got these for $22, and they are indeed the best pair of headphones I've had in a little while. Seriously, they're very, very good. The audio quality out of these is amazing. Very immersive, very loud and deep. The only con to this is the microphone. It's a little bit weak. It doesn't have as much bottom to it. But if you're going to be making Let's Play videos with this, this is not a bad choice to start off with. In fact, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. I'm going to be starting off with using this mic as my primary audio source. I'm going to be using this as my secondary, my Yeti Blue microphone as my secondary, because it's a little bit too sensitive for that sort of thing. You know, whenever I click my keyboard or touch my controls on my Steam controller, you know, I can hear every button. It's a little bit too sensitive, even with my settings exactly right. It's just a little bit too sensitive for that sort of thing. But presentation, this is better. So I'm going to use this as my secondary mic, where it's going to be acting as the surrogate to give it a little bit more oomph. So, you know, so having both of these microphones is definitely going to help me sound very professional without actually having too much effort to do it with. So, yeah, I got some very cool things here. Anyhow, next thing I'm going to be replacing here is actually not this. This Cooler Master Octane keyboard is not going anywhere just yet. I have another project I'm going to be doing next month before I get a proper mechanical keyboard, which is definitely on my shopping list. But that's not next month. It's not going to be the month after that, but it's going to be soon. I want to get the money and get a really good one. You know, but I have another project I need to get to first before I could do that. So, not this coming month, not the next month, but the month after that, this keyboard will be getting replaced. You know, it still works, but it's going to somebody else. And I'm getting, you know, something better. So, I'm definitely going to be upgrading pretty much all of my accessories here, except for, like, the monitor. That's not going anywhere, and the desk is not going to go anywhere just yet. I'm still on the market for it, but there aren't too many good choices out there right now for computer desks. Most of them are designed for laptops. There's very few with pull-out keyboard trays, and this one's getting very knackered, but this is still good for now, so I will be replacing it maybe another year from now, but not now. It's not going to come. So, anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll be seeing you soon with more to come. Hopefully I'll be getting my new first Let's Play on this channel. And, see you there. Ta-ta for now. Bye-bye.